Okay, so we will today discuss about regular expression. Okay, so what is regular expression, and we will also try to do the practice of you. We will try to write some regular expressions. So first of all, what is a regular expression? Basically, regular expressions are patterns used to match characters combination in strings. Patterns or regular expressions are special characters which help search data. Okay, like we will be searching the data, we will be matching the complex patterns. Regular expressions are shortened as regex p or regex. Basically, regular expression is also termed as regex p or regex. So, thing is, what exactly regular expression is? So, regular expression basically is nothing but here we will be checking whether we will be validating the input string. Like basically sometimes we suppose you have one input form and there you want to check, you are asking the user to enter their name. So we know name can never contain any special character or numbers, but what if end users are providing you the numbers or special characters? So we will be validating those kind of input, and basically regular expression helps us to validate those kind of inputs. Okay, for that reason we are using a regular expression. In fact, we have if else condition, there also we perform condition check. Like if you have less number of condition check, then we go for if else. If you have intermediate or more number of condition check, typically then we go with the switch case. And even though when we have huge number of condition check, that even cannot be handled by switch, then we go with the regular expression. So yes, you can say regular expression is nothing but is the advanced version of switch or if else, you can say. Here you will be putting a lot of condition just by writing a simple regular expressions. Okay, so you don't need to go in depth and all. Basically we will observe how you can write the regular expressions. Also, in order to write regular expressions, you need to memorize certain things, and that is nothing but the symbols. So these are the symbols which you can memorize, and based on that you will be able to write the regex. Like we have dot. So meaning of dot in a regex is it is used to replace any character. Means when wherever you find the dot, means that dot can be replaced with any character. We have upper caret. Okay, so it is used to match the start of a string. Okay, so a start of a string in the sense कि basically we have human being name. Maybe in our real life, basically our name starts with uppercase. So if you want to put a validation on that, like user must be entering their name in such a way so that their first letter should be in uppercase. In that case, you will use this symbol upper caret. Likewise, we have dollar. So if you want to confirm, like the name should be ending with a particular character, or you want to ensure the length of the name, in that case you will be using the dollar, where dollar indicate कि this should be the match end of the string. Means कि after that wherever you put the dollar, which will make sure that now the name should be ending or input string should finish there. Okay, likewise, we have a star. So it matches 0 or more times the preceding character. It means, whenever you want to make sure that the presence of anything should be either 0 time or 1 time or more time. In that case, you go with a star. You have plus. So plus and a star actually are same except the 0. So 0 will be handled by a star but not with plus. So plus matches 1 or more times. However, a star matches 0, 1 and more than 1. Okay. But plus will not handle 0 part, but it will handle only one occurrence or more occurrence. Okay. Then we have backslash, which is used to represent a special characters. This parenthesis basically is used to combine the multiple regular expression. Okay. When we will write the regular expression, you will see like how basically this can be used. And question mark indicates it matches up the occurrence of anything 0 time or 1 time. Like if you want to make anything optional, in that case you can go for question mark. Okay, because something can be yes or no. So yes means 1, no means 0. Okay, so in that case we will go with question mark. Like, if you have a condition to check the middle name is there or not, so few people will have the middle name, few people will not have middle name. Okay, so if you have to deal with this kind of things, if user want to insert middle name they can put, if they don't want they cannot put. Okay, so 0, either a person can have 0 times middle name or maximum 1 time middle name. So this kind of thing can be managed by question mark. And we have at, which represent exactly one occurrence. Okay, like something which you want only one time, exactly one time, in that case you go for at. So these are the explanation of the special character. And while writing the regular expression, you need to keep these symbols in mind, which will be helping you to write the regular expressions. So this is what we have. Now we will do some practice. End of the day, what are a rejects? Rejects are nothing, guys, but it is just a rules. Okay, so you can write any rule as per your requirement, and then you just need to convert that rule into the rejects. For example, here we have written three rules. Okay, and we want these rules to be converted into rejects. So first of all, let's try to understand this rule, and then we will try to write the rejects for this. So here it says कि valid one have minimum three consecutive characters. It says कि if an input string is valid, in that case it must have minimum of three consecutive characters. Okay, like characters one beside another. The second rule said preceded by zero or more numbers, like it is saying in beginning the numbers should be there, and that numbers presence or the occurrence of numbers which is nothing but from 0 to 9, right? So numbers are nothing from 0 to 9, and those numbers can occur 0 times or more times, that is 0, 1 or more than 1. So these numbers can occur till three consecutive characters, means as soon as three consecutive characters are not there, before that any number of numbers can occur. Okay, then it says ki succeeded means in last. So succeeded by zero or more numbers and characters means in last, numbers can also be there or characters can also be there. And how many times they can occur? They can occur either zero time or more time. So this is the rule. If you want, you can check here. See, कि first one is invalid. Why this input is invalid? The reason is कि valid one must have minimum three consecutive character. But if you see in this input, we don't have even a single character, right? But here at least in any input we are expecting at least three consecutive character. But here no characters are there, and that is the reason that is it is invalid. Second one is saying valid. Why? Because if you see, it says valid one have minimum three consecutive characters. That you can see here, they have three consecutive characters, and it is also a valid. The reason is in beginning there is only one number, and actually which is allowed. If you see, it says preceded by zero, means preceded means in beginning. So in beginning there could be numbers, and how many time numbers could be present? Zero or more time. So here number is presenting only one time, so which is validating, right? So this rule is also true, this rule is also true, and if you see the third rule, which is also true. So all those inputs where all those rules are true, they will be valid. If we check for the third, it is saying succeeded by zero or more numbers and characters. So if you see, in last, numbers and characters can be any times, right? Zero or more times. Currently we assume ki in last there is zero times numbers or characters, and that's why it became valid. Likewise it is invalid. What is the reason? The reason is valid one have minimum three consecutive character. It is saying ki go start from left and keep counting, and as soon as you are getting the very first character, there only you should get the remaining two character also, so that it could be three consecutive character that you see in second example. Here there is only two characters, and that's why it became invalid. Here we have three consecutive characters and it is valid. The reason is कि they are consecutive characters, and in beginning you can assume numbers presents times are zero times. That's why nothing is there in beginning, and in last also succeeded by, you can consider ki zero times they are present, so it became valid. Same goes here also, we have only one a moving from left to right. Here only we should have remaining two characters also, so that it could be three consecutive character, but there is only one, and that's why it became invalid. This one is valid because in starting from left to right we have first a, and wherever as soon as you are getting the first character, there only you are getting the three consecutive now characters, and that's why it become valid. Okay, so this is what the rules we have and some sample data, so we can check guys how basically we can write the regex for this. Okay, so I will try to write the regex here. So rule number one says, I will write here. You see, so valid one have minimum three consecutive characters. So first of all you will have to find the set family of the set. Okay, so what it is saying, it is only talking about characters. Okay, I will split the screen, and here we have. Okay, so valid one have minimum three consecutive character. So if you see basically the three consecutive characters, it is talking about only characters, not numbers, not a special characters. So member will be only characters and members will be specified in a square bracket. Okay, so this is the square bracket, and inside that you will be identifying, you will be mentioning all the members. So currently they are talking about only characters, and the character we have is like a, a b c d. You will be writing till z, and likewise we have lowercase a b c d also. So you will be writing a b c d e f till z. Okay, so individually you will be writing the 26 and 26, that is 52 character. However, regex doesn't ask you to write explicitly like this. You can use the shortcut, just write a hyphen z, and this way it will elaborate, it will be expanded entire a to z. Likewise we have lowercase also, so you will say a to hyphen z, and these are the set of characters we have. Okay, so since first rule is only talking about characters, so we are specifying here characters, means we have successfully mentioned the number of, okay, what will be the member of this set. So member of this set, they are talking only about characters, not numbers, not a special characters. That's why we are not including anything other than characters. Okay, then what about their number of occurrence? How many times it should present? So they are saying कि valid one have minimum three times, right? So minimum three consecutive characters should be there. So about their number of occurrence, you will be writing it inside the curly braces just after the square bracket. And this braces has basically is categorized into two part. They have been identified like separated by comma. So first part of the curly braces will be treated as the minimum limit, and second part is treated as the maximum limit. Okay, so minimum limit, like how many times minimum this can occur. So currently it is telling three times, so just put three comma. So three means ki these members can repeat at least three times, and maximum time, for example if I tell 10 times, so now they will minimum, they are supposed to occur minimum three times and maximum 10 times. But currently in our rules they have mentioned just the three consecutive character, right? But they have not said anything about maximum limit. So you will leave maximum limit as it is. Okay, and now it will only take care of minimum occurrence. So minimum three times they can occur, and maximum it can occur any number of time, because we are not putting any limitation on that. So this time it is free to occur any time. But all those strings where minimum three characters will occur, they will be treated as the valid one. Okay, so this is the regex that we have for rule number one, that is for this syntax. Okay, so we converted successfully. Now let's convert the second rule. So second rule said preceded by. Okay, so first of all, I hope you understand preceded means in beginning, or I can also say starts with. Okay, now if you remember from the symbol, do you remember this caret? It says it is used to match a start of a string. Okay, here we want ki in beginning, it should be zero or more numbers. Means I want ki if only there should be three consecutive characters. However, if those string is containing numbers in beginning zero or more times, I don't have any concern. So that is we want to allow numbers also in beginning. Okay, so whenever we are saying in beginning, you must remember about this upper caret. Okay, so you will use upper caret to indicate starts with, means this input can starts with number also. Okay, and the here the member of the input string became number. So in a square bracket you will identify number, and number is nothing but it is between 0 to 9. So you can write like this: 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 8 9, or we have the shortcut also available, that is 0 hyphen 9, and automatically it will be expanded. Okay, so 0 to 9 is something which it is asking that it should proceeded by what, to numbers. Okay, and the thing is how many times these numbers can occur, how many times in beginning. So these numbers can occur zero times or more times, means it can these numbers can occur zero time also, one time also, or 100 time also, or infinite number of time also, right? So basically you can specify again this number of occurrence by putting curly braces, and there you can mention 0 comma. So 0 become the minimum bond, and comma maximum bond again have not identified, has not given, so you can leave as it is. Or if you remember the syntax of zero or more, here you can see we have a star, right? So a star means what? It matches zero or more times the preceding character. Means we want these members 0 to 9 number should repeat, should occur either zero times or more times, right? Zero, one, or multiple times. So instead of this, if you want this, you can use this also, or in short you can use directly a star also, and both are right. Okay, I hope you are getting this. So this is what basically we have for second point, till the three consecutive characters, means this is again saying about this rule. So we will combine it later, but as of now the rejects till here is this only. Okay, now let's go and write the rejects for third one, that is succeeded by. Okay, so we had preceded by, which represented, which was represented by caret. Likewise we have succeeded by. Okay, and succeeded by basically, just a second, I have charging issue. Yeah, so now succeeded by. Okay, so here preceded by was represented by upper caret. Likewise we have succeeded by. So succeeded by, if you remember, means in last, right, at the end of the string. So if you see here our symbol, so that is represented by dollar. It is used to match end of the string. Means we want our string to be ended with numbers and characters, and how many times it could occur, it can repeat? It can repeat 0 or more times again. Okay, so first of all, succeeded by will be represented by dollar. So you will write like this, and now dollar represent the end of the string. So everything you will be writing just before that only. Okay, again, if we talk about the member of the set, so you will see here, guys, it is telling about numbers and character. So this time in last, numbers are also allowed as well as characters are also allowed. So we already know the range of characters are nothing but uppercase A hyphen Z to lowercase a hyphen z, and numbers has the range between 0 to 9. So this is the range, this is the member of the the one that is being told. And then about their repetition, so if I tell you about their repetition, it is again saying 0 or more. So same concept will applies here also, that is in curly braces you can use 0 comma. You will not be specifying the upper bound because it is telling 0 or more, but it is not clearly telling ki how many times, right? Maximum. Minimum it is telling 0 times. So that's why 0 we are mentioning, but maximum we are not specifying. Or else the other shortcut is a star that you already know. So you can use here a star. Okay, now by doing this we are done with writing the regex. Okay, so what you need to do, we have written it, you will just need to merge them, just you need to combine them, and you will be combining them as a string. So in a double quote you will do, how you will do, first of all you will copy second part, because this is something where our string starts with, this is handling the beginning part, right? This caret represent beginning. So this you will copy first, okay, and you will paste inside this. Then the middle part, this is actually is the last part. Why? Because it contains dollar, and dollar will be checking the end of the string, so this become and actually first point is the middle part. So we will copy this, and here I will paste this, and finally this is the last part which we will copy and we will paste here. Okay, so this way we have our regex ready. Now what are all the things that was told in these 3 points, everything we have covered in this regex, and this you can check in with the help of any program. Okay, so here in C sharp I have already written the code. I will show you like how regex, basically this regex will be checking these input parameters. Okay, so what I will do, I will copy this regex. Okay, and I have already written the code. So here this is the regex rules, I will paste inside that. Okay, so this is my regex, guys, that you saw, that this regex was written for these three rules. Okay, so wherever these three rules will be applicable, same thing this regex will also be doing. Okay, if I explain you this code, we are not doing anything. Inside this we have one method called validate string, which will be taking the input data, and this data will be validated against the regex rule that we are writing here. Okay, so you know what this is match, basically regex is a class in C sharp, and this regex basically is coming from this package system.text.regular expressions. That is, when you will use this regex class, you will be required to import this package in your project. Once you are done to import this package in your project, after that you can use this. And each match is a method present inside the regex class, which will return true or false based on the input parameters and the regular expressions, like whatever the input that you are passing here and whatever the regular expressions that you have written. If given inputs are matching according to the regular expression, in that case each match will return true. if the input will not match according to this regular expression, each match will return false. So this is how basically it works. Here we have written this regular expression, and in the main method basically we will be passing the input here, okay, and this input we will be calling to this validate string, which is nothing but this method only, and there whatever the value that we are passing from here, the same is getting passed, post which this method will return true or false based on criteria whether our input is matching to this regex or not. If it will match, it will return true. If it will not match, it will return false. So if it will return true, it indicates ki input was matched. So we will print valid. If it will not match, we will print invalid. Okay. So invalid means ki input didn't match according to regular expressions. So we have written this one, guys, and we have some sample data also, like we have triple one, and we are expecting this triple one to be invalid. Okay, so let's check when we are giving this as input whether are we getting this valid or invalid. So quickly we will run and let's check what will happen. So here if you see we are getting invalid. So how it will work? Basically this 111 we are passing from here to this method, right? So this 11 will be passed to here sample. So sample became 111 and this rejects is this one. Okay. So this each match method will validate this 111 against this regular expression. Okay. And this irregular expression is here, which is basically expecting what ki 0 to 9 should be there in beginning, which is there, right? But it is also expecting alphabets, but in this there is no alphabets, and that's why this method each match is returning false. So finally this method will return false, and if this condition is false, else block is getting printed, which is printing invalid. You can check for few other input also. Maybe let's check for this, and for this we should get the valid. So let's check quickly whether we are getting valid one or not. Here guys we are not doing anything, just cross checking whether our rejects are working as expected or not. You can see here we were expecting valid, and even we are getting here also valid. Okay, so you can, if you want, you can check for one more, one. Okay, you can pass from here and then check whether this time we are expecting actually invalid, right? We are expecting invalid. You cross check programmatically whether we are getting invalid here also or not. So you can see we are getting. So this is how basically regex works. So you don't need to worry about the code in C sharp. Thus just regex dot each match is there, which will help you to check whether regex is matching for that particular input or not. Okay, so you don't need to worry about this code, but definitely you need to worry about writing the regex. Okay, so this regex is something which will be basically working in every programming language. Okay, even the same will be applicable to javascript, java, c sharp, or in any other programming language also. So currently you saw basically how we wrote the regex for these rules. Okay, let's do little more practice. Okay, and we so that you will have some understanding about the regex. So now this time we will be writing the regex for pin code. So here it says write a regex for the postal index number postcode of 6-digit code of post office numbering used by Indian Post. If we talk about the rule, always before writing the regex, you must be writing the rule, guys. Okay, when you will have the rule, like you saw, we cleanly wrote the rule, and then same thing we just converted it into the regex. So first of all, as a beginner, I will suggest you to type the rule first, what exactly you want, and then you translate it into regex. Okay, you convert it into the regex. This is what I will suggest. So regarding a pin code, I will say we know the rules that we have is कि, we have 6 digit, right? So we have 6 digit first rule. Second rule that we have about this one is कि starts with what? Doesn't start with, doesn't start with 0. In beginning there should be no 0, right? And then other thing is like, no special character and all. So as of now, let's keep these two things only. Okay, so we will see how we can write regex for this. So if I write for the point 1, I will name it 1, and then I will say this is 2. So guys, see, currently I am writing regex for these two only. It's not like this only is right. It's up to you, like how much rules that you are able to write. Based on that much accuracy you will have in your regex. Currently I am able to write only two rules, so these two rules only I will be writing the regex. But again, as much as rules you want or as much as requirement you have, according to that you can write the regex. So if I convert the first into the this one into the regex, so here it is talking about digits or number, right? So here we identified, right? What is that? In a square bracket, the member became number only, and we don't have anything but number is 0 hyphen 9. Agree? And how many times? So we can have 6 times. So minimum is 6, comma maximum is also 6. This is how you can write. So this is the minimum bond and this is the maximum bond. Now if you want exactly that many times, you don't need to specify minimum and maximum twice. You just remove this as well as comma. So when you are not writing comma and just specifying a single number, it represents कि the numbers can occur exactly this many times, like currently 6 times only. Okay, the second rule I will write is कि doesn't start with, right? So start with is represented by upper caret, and then it says कि no, in beginning you should not have 0. So I will say again कि number is still means member is still number only. We were writing 0 to 9, but explicitly saying कि no, you are not allowed to have 0 in beginning. So in beginning we should not have 0 means number can start from 1 to 9. Okay, so this is what we have the rejects for these two. Now if we combine it, we need to be careful, guys. Okay, why? Because we have total 6 digit only, right? And here we took in first only 6 digit, and by default if you are not specifying anything here, so by default one occurrence will be taken. Okay, so 6 will be taken from here and 1 will be taken from this set. So overall it became 7. So this time don't blindly combine them. You need to be careful. You just copy this part. Okay, this way we become able to handle the first part, that is it doesn't start with 0. Also if you want, you can write in curly braces exactly 1, or you can also write 1 comma 1. Okay, or if you remember the occurrence, if you remember the symbol, so do you remember what is the meaning of at? It says it matches exactly one occurrence. So if you want any number to be presented exactly one, you can put at the rate, or even if you don't put that also, by default if you are not writing curly braces or their occurrence related thing, in that case by default only one occurrence will be taken automatically. Okay, so yes, one number we want ki only one time one number should be taken out of 1 to 9. And then do you remember, we if one number will be taken from here, how many remaining number will be there out of 6? Now only 5. Okay, so if you copy here from second digit 0 can occur, so simply paste here. But remember, don't leave it 6, because if it will be 6, one number will be taken from here also. So overall it became 7 digit, which will be false. So you need to reduce this with 5. Understood? So 5 numbers will be taken from this set and 1 will be taken from this set. Overall it became 6. Okay, and as soon as it completes 6 digit, it should be ending. So end is represented by dollar. So this is what you have the regular expression for pin code. Okay, so now simply I will copy this, or what I will do, I will comment this line. I will create the another variable here, and this time I will copy this rule. So here I will remove this, and this regex is written for pin code. So I will say one valid pin code. Okay, maybe I will put my on. So this one is the valid one. So this time I am expecting this to be valid. So if we run, let's check whether we are getting this valid or not. You can see valid. What we are doing, guys, actually we are already done here. Okay, by executing the code, we are cross checking. We are confirming that our rejects are working as expected or not. कि our rejects is not expecting any pin code to start with 0, because we have explicitly mentioned it should start from 1. Let's explicitly give 0, and then this time we are expecting our program to give invalid output. So let's quickly check, and you can see we are getting invalid. We have also ensured that the number of occurrence could be exactly 6, not 5, not 7, or not beyond that. So let's remove this one. This time we have only 5 digit, and we are expecting invalid outputs. So this way you can keep checking. Okay, you can see we are getting invalid. Likewise you can increase and so on. So this is how basically you will be writing the regex for pin code. Okay, so we are done with this. Now we have few more cases, like see, check to restrict the pin code from taking alphabets or a special character at the beginning. So if we talk about beginning, this is the set that is handling the beginning part. And yes, by default, if you see, we are only allowing numbers, even in a number also, not entire number. We have excluded 0. So 1 to 9 only we are allowing. So this is already we are handling, right? Like check to restrict the pin code taking alphabets and a special character. You can see in this, alphabets and special characters are already not there, means this part already you are handling. I told you rejects are always written as per your requirement. Example, on contrary to this, assume I will ask you कि hey, please can you convert the same rejects so that कि our pin code should also accept accept alphabet and a special character in the beginning. So what you will do, you just will start writing a hyphen z and all the special character that you want to allow. So now in this regex, yeah, technically in our real world this is wrong, but yes, this now will start accepting alphabets as well as these special characters that you have mentioned. Okay, so this is not, in real life this is not possible, so you can remove. Overall, I am trying to make you explain that how you can start playing with regex. You can keep changing the rules and you will keep modifying. This way you will have better experience. So this is what you will write. Next is saying कि check to restrict pin code from taking alphabets or a special character at the end. You see the second set is this, and here again in the member we have only numbers only. We are already handling this part also, as we are not allowing alphabets as well as a special character in this. ठीक है? If I ask you to allow, then simply you will be writing here also a to z and all the special characters. Next we have is one space should be allowed exactly after 3 digit, and it should be optional. Yes, you might have seen somewhere, guys. For example, I have my pin code like this. So in this case, or is some other pin code maybe we can take like 643, like this, any six character you can take. So this is the pin code. Along with that, we can also have the valid one is 643 space 628. That is, this one is valid, as well as this one also should be valid. Means if a person want to insert a space exactly after three digit, they can do so, and this should also be treated as valid. If you see, if we put, suppose, let me write the same pin code, okay, and here this pin code will be actually the valid one. Okay, if I save and if I run, it will give the valid. Okay, however, if I put a space, this time you see guys, we have only allowed numbers to be allowed, nothing else. But now a space is also there, and since in this regex we are not allowing a special character called a space, so this time you will get error. Okay, that is invalid, right? So you are getting invalid. Question is how you can allow them, right? So now you just need to convert it. So see guys, the same rejects we will convert. So I will say control x, I will write here, and then let's modify the same rejects. Okay, so how you can modify? Now what you will do, first of all, see, this has been broken into two part, right? First part have three and second part has three. So what you will be doing, you will basically, first part will say a beginning, so beginning will remain as it is, you will not touch. So you will say 1 hyphen 9. Okay, but first part has three plus three number, and here we are handling only one number. If I say this to be repeated three times, do you know what will be the problem? Now you cannot have 0 at second position as well as third position, because in this section we are not allowing. So you cannot say this to be repeated three times, let it be only one times, and remaining you can say for the two times, that is 0 to 9, how many times? Two times. This way it will complete the first part, that is three numbers, and after three we can have a space. So again, this time in the set you will have a space only, and in a space you just put a space button on your keyboard. Okay, and this will represent a space. Okay, I told you by default from this space only one characters, only one member will be taken. So even if you don't write anything, one only will be taken. But my requirement is, do we really want exactly one? No, we don't want exactly one. We want either 0 times or 1 times, because if you want exactly 1, then this will start behaving invalid one. But we want this also valid. It means in this case a space occurrence is how many times? 0 times only. And if we want this also to be valid, means here a space occurrence is 1 times. So to make it optional, you already know you can use the curly braces approach, where you can say 0 comma 1, minimum 0 time, maximum 1 time. And also if you remember, we have syntax, we have a symbol also that represents 0 or 1 time, that is nothing but question mark, right? So you can use the question mark, okay, which will say ki, okay, this can occur 0 times only or 1 times. And then second part again have three character, so you can say 0 hyphen 9, and then you can say this can occur three times. So three in left and three in right. And if a space is giving, then it becomes seven characters, so not an issue. That's why we are allowing them 0 or 1 time, and our number will remain as it is, 3 in the left of a space and 3 in right of a space. And finally you will close your string with dollar. This way your regex got completed for optional part also. If I copy and if I paste this regex here, now you saw earlier it, the space one was showing invalid one, but this time I hope you understand it, you will we will get valid one. Okay, so just put here and you will get valid. Again guys, if I put a space after 2, do you think we should get valid? No, we should get invalid because just after 3 digit we are expecting a space. Okay, I will say Control Z. If I run, you can see we will start getting invalid one. Understood? So whatever the rejects that you will be writing, it will be verifying against that only. Even this time, if I am not giving, are we expecting this to be valid? Yes, we are expecting this to be valid one, and so you can see we are getting the output as valid one. So this is how basically it works. So that's it for the rejects also. Now let's do one more practice about the email address. Okay, so email address, basically if you see validate email address with a regex, the email consists of minimum 3 and optional 2 more part. Okay, so we will see how, what exactly it is talking about. Okay, so if we see, it is saying abc.xyz at the rate example.co.in, the simple mail, if I can say. So here it is abc at the rate example.com. Okay, so this dot xyz is optional. You will not be getting always this one as well as this one, but yes, you can get that also. Okay, so let's go and start writing. First of all, we will writing rejects for simple mail. Okay, and then we will handle these two optional part, that is dot xyz as well as dot in, which is nothing but country code. Okay, so first of all, let's write the regex for the mandatory part. So if we write about this, we can say regex for email. Okay, and now here is this. So first of all, guys, see, before at the rate, what we have numbers. In fact, we can have I mean character as well as numbers also, right? So before that you will be writing, so what will be the member of this set? Member will be either it can be in uppercase also, or it can be in lowercase also, and along with that it could be number also, right? Because we can have abc1 at the rate example.com, and yes, this is possible. So that's why we are taking, in fact it can have capital abc also, anything it can. So this is what we have, and question is how many times it can occur, right? So it can occur at least one time, because see, it is not possible that any email will start with directly at the rate example.com, not possible, this become invalid. So at least a at the rate example.com is possible, yes it is possible. So at least we want one number. So I will say here, what about their number of repetition? One comma. Okay, you can write one comma, means minimum one time we want this to be okay present. And you also know ki one or more times. So we have a symbol also. I will encourage you, rather than writing this, start writing symbol. So what character do we have? What symbol do we have for one or more? So one or more times we have plus for that. Okay, so you can replace this, okay, not here, you can replace here with plus. Okay, and we are done with this abc. Okay, after that it says ki we can have at. Okay, here chances are more that you will get confused, okay, because we have different meaning of at in regex as well as here. So thing is, guys, we want this at. If you see, we have symbol also in regex, this at. And what is the meaning of this at? It matches up exactly one occurrence, but this time we don't want this for repetition purpose. We want this as it is, as a character, right? So you will enclose it within a square bracket, because you want as a character, as a member only. So this time this one will behave like a character. And yes, if you want, you can put at here also. So this at will decide how many times this member can occur. So this a will start behave like a symbol, which will allow this to repeat one time. I told you, even though if you don't write this by default from any a square bracket or set, the number of default repetition will be exactly one. So this will represent only one time. Okay, so we are done till here, then we have example.com. So it could be a.com also, b.com also. And guys, some people say ki 123.com is also possible. So choice is up to you, like for which domain you are trying to write. As of now, assume that in domain there will be no number, only characters. So you will represent again characters only, right? A hyphen z and a hyphen z. However, if you feel ki no, I also want 1 2 3 or numbers in my domain, in that case, you will modify this set member according to your requirement. As of now, we will not consider this. Okay, if you want, you can write by yourself. Understood? So this is how you will write. And minimum occurrence again should be at least one, means a dot come, right? That is possible. So you can again say here one comma. So you can say one comma, or I hope now you are good, confident enough to use plus symbol, which also will do कि minimum at least one time it will occur. Okay, then again same thing, we have the dot, and remember we want this dot as it is as a character, we don't want their meaning that we have here, right? So you will, again I hope you understand what you will do. You will be using it inside a set, inside a square bracket, and just put dot. And if you want, you can put again at, which will tell कि from this set exactly one times member can occur. Or if you remove, that also will work. Or you can write 1 comma 1, or you can write 1. So these are the different ways using which you can write. Okay, in fact, as of now, remove, because by default also it will repeat only one time. Okay, if you are not specifying anything, means it will repeat one time. So this is how it will be written. And then finally we have come. Sometime it is saying co, sometime it is come. Okay, so let's write for that. Means again, here it is not possible that you can have any special character or number. I mean, yes, so only character, not a special character, not number. So you will say a hyphen z, a hyphen z. Question is what will be the minimum and maximum? So minimum can be co and maximum can be come, not beyond that. So minimum two times, maximum three times, right? So I hope you understood. Their repetition could be 2 comma 3. Understood? So it becomes repetition, and then you are done. After dot come, we don't have anything. So simply put here dollar, which represent ki our string got completed here. Okay, and in beginning you can also see ki it starts with, so you can put this one. Okay, so this will actually work for a normal email address. Okay, if I say you, I will comment this also. Okay, and I will copy the entire variable. I will paste here, and suppose I am just pasting this one, so I will copy, and here is this. So let's paste this, and now we will pass this as input, means abc1 at the rate example.com. We want this to be valid, so let's check whether it will print valid or not. So you can see we are getting this one as valid because we have written the regex according to this only, right? But again, hold on. If we want to say ki dot A, B, C, D, do you think now it will accept? It will not accept because this dot is a special character, and we have never allowed this special character anywhere. That's why this condition will make this regex not to match. Hence this is match method will return false, and we will get invalid. Okay, so these are the two things that now we will work upon. What are those? The optional part, that is this dot xyz and dot in, which is nothing but country code. So let's write the further part of this regex. Okay, so here I will say ki now see, first of all, where is the location dot xyz before at the rate, agree? So we have to insert our regex for this just before at. So how you will write, this is the place actually. Okay, so here First of all, in a square bracket, you have to identify what are all the special character you want to allow. For example, some people say कि dot should be allowed, so that is fine. Okay, few people allow underscore also should be allowed, hash should be also allowed. Well, good, not a problem. So what are all the special character that you want to allow? You can write inside this. As of now, I am writing just these three character, special character. You, if you want anything else, you can write inside that. After this special character, we can again have numbers and characters like xyz 1 2 3. This is valid one. Is it something that we cannot have number and character and simply you can say dot dot at the rate example dot co? No, this is invalid. Means if you are giving the dot, you must again give numbers or characters, right? So here I am trying to focus on set. So here the set becomes ki now you again must give. After giving exactly one, you must give the remaining characters, right? So you will say a hyphen z, and then you will say a hyphen z in a small, okay, as well as 0 to 9. This is what you will be writing inside then. And how many time it can occur? At least one time this must occur, right? Means any one character must occur from this set immediately after this set, right? Agar aapne, if you are taking dot, means after this you must be again, I have not written anything for their repetition. It means by default it will be taking only one special character, right? So any one character will be taken, and immediately after that, one number, at least one number or character should be taken. I am telling at least, right? Means one or more. So here I hope you understand my symbol, my indication. I am trying to point toward plus, means one or more character, right? One or more times. So this is how basically it will occur. Now this is what part, guys? This is optional part. As of now this become mandatory. So if you want it optional, what you will do, you will put here within the parenthesis, you will combine them, okay? And now choice is yours. Few people say कि no, I will say I will allow them a b c dot xyz dot test at the rate example dot com. Means as many times as they want they can write. Or few people say कि no, I will allow only one time. So it is in your hand. If you want to allow them only one time or zero time, you will put here question mark, right? Means this entire expression will occur either zero time or one time. However, if people say no, I want to allow as much time as they want to write, so in that case you will put here a star, not plus, okay? Because a star will take care of zero, one or multiple times. So choice is in your hand. As of now, let's suppose कि people are asking to write to allow them as many times as they are writing, so they will be writing that many times, okay? It depends on a star, and a star will take care of zero times also. In that case this become optional, okay? So this is how basically we are handling the first part. Now we will handle the dot I in part also. First of all, you have to identify where exactly you will be writing the regex for this one. So just before completion, just before dollar, right? And after come. So till here this is a dot come, then again after this we want dot in, and this is again optional. Optional means what? Is it something that you can write country code multiple times like in? No, this can be either zero time or one time. This time it is mandatory. Here we allowed them to write one time, zero time, or multiple time, but here you must be writing only optional, means zero times or one times. So here we want again dot as a character. Understood? So in a square bracket, you will use dot. and by default it will take only one time repetition. So no need to, why will you unnecessarily write one or at the rate, which also means exactly one times. So you can leave, okay, if you want, although you can write also, okay. And then after dot we have I in, means I am trying to tell there is nothing like you can write I in, or can you also write I 87? No, we don't have. Country code always have two code, right? Like we have US for United States, UK for United Kingdom, IN for India. Exactly two character, right? So here number of characters will be there in the set. So you can say A hyphen Z and A hyphen Z. Okay. If you want only lowercase, then also you can remove this. Okay. So these things, guys, I'm just explaining. Okay. Later you can change the regex as per your requirement. You can keep playing. Okay. Currently, whatever the things that we are looking good, that we are applying. Okay. So A hyphen Z, assuming we are allowing to write in uppercase also. So country code is A hyphen Z, A hyphen Z, and inside that no numbers, no special character, because country code only will have this, and they will have how many times repetition? Exactly two times, right? So in curly braces you will just put 2 comma 2, or simply you can write 2. Okay, hang on. Are we done? No, we are not done. This part is what? This part is optional. Like here, this part was optional as well as can present multiple times. So we enclosed it into parenthesis by saying a star, means कि this entire expression can occur zero time, one time, or multiple time. When it will be zero time, by means कि this is absent, right? So this part will not be there. Likewise, this entire expression needs to be enclosed in parenthesis. Okay, and this time we can't make it a star because multiple in is not allowed, only one or zero times. So I hope you understand. You will be writing here question mark, okay, or you will be writing here 0 comma what, 1, right? So anything you can write. As of now we will write question mark, and we are done. This regex will work now for optional part also. Okay, so let's copy this, let's paste here. This will handle advanced part also. So I will say paste. Okay, let me check, we don't have any the mistake and all good, so no syntactical mistake. Now earlier you saw we were getting error for this. At this point of time, if we run, let's check whether we are getting valid or not. We are expecting this to be valid, and now you can see it is valid. Likewise, even if I say dot come dot in, what do you think, it will work? Yes, of course it will work, because we have handled that part also, and you can see we are getting valid one. Understood? Can I write multiple in? No, we have not allowed, right? You see, this is question mark, means only one time. So if you want, you can see it, you will get the invalid one. Now assume I ask you one question, ki I want to make this valid. So what change I have to make in regex? Simply you remove this question mark with a star, and now it will be valid, right? Let's go and check and verify, and you can see now we are getting valid. So like this, guys, you can keep playing, you keep modifying, you keep asking question to yourself, you keep creating the rules, and then you will be modifying the regex. This way you will have good expertise in doing, in writing the regex. So please make sure you are doing the practice about all these things. Okay, so I hope you understood what is regex and all.